we can't just look at feelings and somehow tell what our spiritual temperature is. It's important to understand that feelings are involuntary. You can't whip them up. You can't say, okay, now this moment I'm going to be sad. Okay, now this moment I'm going to be happy. And you can't just say that and somehow the feelings go that way. They come as a result of something else that's going on in our lives. And as we mentioned in the last lesson, remember the heart level leads to the doing level. The doing level meaning our thoughts, our speech, and our actions. And both of them very often lead to the feelings. The causes are up here, and that leads to the feelings. So we can look at the feelings and then use them as clues to say, oh, there's something going on in my life. Now, I don't know exactly what it is, so it means I better check myself out. But the feelings are saying there's something happening here. If all of a sudden I see a person and my feelings go awry, I say, uh-oh, that means something's happening. I better check it out. So it's important for us not to ignore our feelings, but it's important for us not to say, I'm going to change the feelings. The important thing is to go to the cause. It's kind of like if you are driving in a vehicle, your automobile, and you're driving down the road, and as you're driving down the road, all of a sudden, the oil warning light comes on. The red light comes flashing on. Now, if you have driven a car at all, particularly if you were driving one that was owned by your parents, the first thing they're going to say is, if that oil light comes on, you stop, right? I mean, if something is wrong with the water in the car, okay, that's bad, but at least maybe you can get to the next stop and get some more water. If the gas runs out, you just stop. There's not much problem with the motor. But if that oil light goes out, look out. Because if that oil light goes out, which means that there are no more oil in that engine, it's going to ruin the whole engine. The oil is what lubricates the engine so that it allows all those moving parts to change, to go back and forth easily. No oil in there, and all of a sudden they freeze up. So what would you think of a person who's going down the road and he sees this warning light, this red warning light, which is an indicator, right? I talked about feelings as an indicator. It's an indicator. And the person said, I'm not worried about feelings. I'm going to ignore those feelings. I'm going to ignore that warning light, and I'll just keep on going. What do you suppose is going to happen a couple miles down the road? Disaster. Or a person says, and this is very often what the modern philosophies do, they say, I don't like that light shining there. That gives me a bad feeling, so I just takes a little hammer and he knocks it out. He gets rid of the feelings. He may take a pill. I'm through with I don't have any of those feelings anymore. It's wonderful, isn't it? Sure. A couple miles down the road, same thing happens. You see, no, that's an indicator, and what I should be doing is saying something appears to be wrong. And I do need to immediately stop the car, and I investigate not the light, I investigate the cause. I go around to the motor, and I look to see if I am out of oil. Then I know I need to get more oil, I need to do something about it. It may very well be that the light is not functioning correctly. Maybe there's a short in the electricity or something, and the light comes on, and it's not even the engine is perfectly fine, but the light is indicating it isn't. You see, but I check it out. So in dealing with feelings, we just need to check them out. We don't try to change them. We don't ignore them. We just say, that's an indicator that means I should look further.